This is Bob Mason from FX Empire and welcome to the daily crypto tech review of Bitcoin, Ethereum, Litecoin and Ripple's XRP. We're looking at the MACDs, the moving averages, the day's support, resistance and pivot levels and the Fibonacci's. It is Sunday the 27th of June. Looking at Bitcoin against the US dollar and the hourly candlesticks, bullish start to the day this morning. Going to see Bitcoin avoid a fall through the pivot at 31,741 to continue the run at the first major resistance level sitting at 33,276. We need to see support from the broader market for Bitcoin to break back through to 33,000 levels. So barring an extended rally on the day, expect that first major resistance level and resistance at 33,500 to cap any upside. In the event of an extended rally, should see Bitcoin target 35,000 levels before any pullback. Second major resistance level sits at 34,196. Fall through the pivot, we'll bring the first major support level at 38,221 into play. Barring an extended sell-off on the day, Bitcoin should stay clear of the second major support level at 29,286. Looking at the MACDs, we've got a widening of the bullish histograms through the turn of the day, supporting the early upside. On the EMAs, the 50 has narrowed marginally on the 100 and the 200, but still a bearish indicator. So key through the early part of the day would be to avoid the pivot at 31,741, break back through to 33,000 levels to bring resistance levels into play. Failures to do that, and support levels will come into play. Moving across to Ethereum against US dollar, also bullish start. Going to see Ethereum avoid the pivot at 1800 to support a run at the first major resistance level, sitting at 1882. Support from the broader market is going to be needed for Ethereum to break out from 1850 levels, however. So barring an extended rally on the day, expect that first major resistance level and resistance at 1900 to cap any upside. In the event of an extended rally, should see Ethereum target 2,000 levels before any pullback. Second major resistance level sits at 1934. Fall through the pivot will bring the first major support level at 1747 and the 62% fib at 1725 into play. Barring an extended sell-off on the day, Ethereum should stay clear of the second major support level at 1665. Looking at the MACDs, also a widening of the bullish histograms at the turn of the day, supporting this early upside from yesterday's late recovery. On the EMAs, the 50 has also narrowed marginally on the 100 and the 200, so look for a further narrowing that would support further upside ahead. So key through the early part of the day, avoid the pivot at 1800, break through 1850s to bring resistance levels into play. Failures to do that, and support levels will come into play. Moving across to Litecoin against US dollar, tracking the broader market, positive start. Going to see Litecoin avoid the pivot at 125. Take a run at the first major resistance level, sitting at 131. Going to see support from the broader market, however, the Litecoin break back through to 130s. So barring an extended rally on the day, expect that first major resistance level to cap any upside. In the event of a breakout, could see Litecoin target 140s before any pullback. Second major resistance level sits at 136. Fall through the pivot, we'll bring the first major support level at 121 into play. Barring an extended sell-off on the day, Litecoin should stay clear of the second major support level at 114. Looking at the MACDs, widening of the bullish histograms at the turn of the day, supporting that early upside off the back of yesterday's late rebound. On the EMAs, the 50 has also narrowed marginally on the 100 and the 200, but still a bearish indicator. So key through the early part of the day, avoid the pivot at 125, move back through to 130s to bring resistance levels into play. Failures to do that, and support levels will come into play. Looking at Ripple's XRP against the US dollar, positive start. Going to see Ripple's XRP avoid the pivot at 6101 to take a run at the first major resistance level at 0.6382. Going to see support from the broader market for Ripple's XRP to break back through to 0.63 levels and break out from yesterday's high, 0.63218. So barring an extended rally on the day, expect that first major resistance level and resistance at 0.64 to cap any upside. In the event of an extended rally, could see Ripple's XRP take a run at 0.70 levels before any pullback. Second major resistance level sits at 0.6603. Fall through the pivot will bring the first major support level at 0.5880 into play. Barring an extended sell-off on the day, Ripple's XRP should stay clear of sub 0.55 levels. Second major support level at 0.5599 should limit the downside. On the MACD, similar trend, widening of the bullish histograms at the turn of the day. On the EMAs, the 50 has flattened on the 100 and the 200. That's still a bearish indicator. So key through the early part of the day would be to avoid a fall through the pivot at 6101 and break back through to 0.63 levels to bring resistance levels into play. Failures to do that, and support levels will come into play.